Welcome to this evening to practice meditation. I remember in 2011 when I came to Aberdeen. At that time, I felt Aberdeen is very far, and it takes a long drive. And then when you come up, you only see the hills and paddy. There's a field and trees and like that. In a way, I didn't like it. Didn't want to be here. But it was already decided to be here at least for 3 months. But somehow managed to stay 3 months, and after that I came back again. And I felt like when I came back it was December, and there were so many members coming to the center. Somehow, and that was just for the quick visit. But after visiting that, I felt that something is special here, and that kept me staying. That was 13 years ago. And I remember those days in December or in January. It was cold and damp and rain. Didn't want to go out from the center, and I always wanted to be indoor, And one of the members told me that whether there is a rain or not, if you have to do things outside of the house, you must come out. Otherwise, you will you will be stuck in the house, because in Scotland the weather always changes. And that is called the moment when you have to do things and you are willing to do it. No obstacles can obstruct it. Nothing will obstruct it to be done. Similarly, there is a saying that someone who is hungry, then no one can stop that person to eat food. And similarly, we have the saying, someone who is going to disrobe, being a monk, no one can stop. Another simile is given. If a mother is going to deliver a child, then again, when time comes, no one can stop. It will happen. So similar way, in our life as well, when we have a passion to do, then nothing can stop. There will be lots of obstacles, but if we have a passion to do it, then we will find the way out. We will find the way out. Doesn't matter how far or how deep or how difficult that task is, or to find the tools to deal with it, we will find it out. So that's called a passion. That's why when somebody asks us about what is your passion, then you have to deal with that. What is your passion? When you find your passion, then life becomes colorful. life becomes, it has a purpose. Otherwise, it's like a tasteless, it's colorless, dull, and probably like in a winter in Aberdeen. Dull and grey and damp and like that. So life becomes very tasteless. So the passion is important to carry on and take us continue doing things. And then by doing so, and the ability to overcome the difficulties, and then what happens is that eventually we find success. And sometimes we may not be completely 100% success on the passion that we have and work on hard, but however, if we step back and see it like, I have done my best, I have done my best, then there is a satisfaction and there is something to rejoice on. Whereas if we do not have this mindfulness, what happens that I have planned this so much, I have worked so hard, and yet why I can't achieve it? So the passion becomes addiction, addicted, and unable to look back or just step back and look at the work that or look at the passion that we have. And that can cause other troubles. First trouble, normally we try to blame somebody else, which is easy to be done. Right? So it says pointing at someone for the fault that we have done is much easier than pointing at ourselves and thinking that this is my thing, my mistake. So that's why that will happen. And then with that, then again, in order to hide that a failure or incomplete, then again mentally we create something else to disturb ourselves. And that goes on, that circle becomes we are caught up in that. And as a result of that, not only we suffer, but also surrounding people, surrounding members of our community, our family members also suffer in that too. So that's why practice of a meditation is something, number one, to understand our passion. Number two, understand that when we have this passion, when we are working on that, there will be lots of obstacles, rains and winds and snows and dark and all sort of things will come, right? And then we just need to work with that. And then further on, there is it's called a gap. The mindfulness helps us to reflect on and keep ourselves in a safe zone, that in case of something happens, there is if that task or the passion or the thing that we are doing somehow becomes not completely success, then still we have some moments or something to rejoice on, that I have done my best. So that is the beauty of the mindfulness. And then we can rejoice that this is what I have done, and now I feel content with that. And there are something that I cannot deal with it, so it's just can't deal it. And with that, we will be able to see our passion and as well as the outcome. And then ability to rejoice on the outcome, doesn't matter how big or how small that outcome is. Definitely we would like to have it as 100%, but if that doesn't happen 100%, maybe 50 or 25%, it's still we can rejoice in it. So this is like the practice, and basically understanding and reflecting that any tasks that we have done, it has some form of a rewards already there. And that reward, if we reflect on it, then it becomes our equity. Equity. It's like when we are learning some form of a music or a arts, let's say any martial arts, then every day when we exercise, every day when we practice, then that every little steps count, and then eventually that takes us to the perfection. Sometimes people may say, okay, I will be doing this, I will be doing that, but never start. The passion hasn't been fully passionated. It's not become a passionate about it. Just a passion, but not passionate about it. So that's why the practice of a meditation, it helps to put it into those contexts. And then when we work on that, then every little steps that counts, and we enjoy that count, which I normally see. Every little dots, when this dots becomes so close and connected, that becomes the line. So same thing. So we are basically doing with a passionately putting the dots again and again, and eventually this dot becomes one single line. A practice of a meditation is something like that. And that helps us to be mindful of every little activities that we are doing. And then eventually it comes to the stage that I am passionate about it, but in the meantime, I am not attached to this passion. I am not fully attached to this passion so much that I cannot give it away. Something happens, I'm stick with it. It must be 100%. Why it is not like that? Okay, I have done my best. Okay, that's it. The result is now. This is so able to let it be. So become the mind in a stage that able to dispassionate about the passion that we had. So that the quality we have to develop in the practice of a meditation, and that will help to go through the difficulties in our life that we normally face, and which is inevitable. We always face, doesn't matter which way we are working, but it gives us such a moment of a reflection, a moment of a joy, moment of happiness along the way, each step that we are working on it. And then when the result comes, doesn't matter whether which level we received or we attain that results, and then we will be able to let it be. So dispassionate of that passion further on, and that's how we become a content. We are not suffering bodily and mentally. Okay? We're able to let it be like that. And that is the liberating mind. Okay? So I offer this as a reflection for tonight, and with this, let's practice meditation.